Hello again, my name is Annie Wilson. I am from Liverpool, England. This is my second video as I have had skin cancer in January and this is my second operation. So just a quick little look there, as you can see. So prior to diagnosis I was aware of skin cancer, was aware of the dangers around skin cancer, but you always think that it will never happen to you. So I carried on using the sunbeds, I carried on sitting in the sun. I would apply Sun Factor once a day and then just sit out in it all day. I think being from the 90s and having sunbeds at home and sort of being around the whole sunbed era, and there being no guidelines or responsibility for anyone, or there was no dangers out there for sunbeds. I feel like we just went along with it and it was a new fashion and it was a new thing, so we all just went along with it at the time. So I'm sharing this experience, the second experience, because the first time round he cut a hole in the side of my nose, which you'll see from the first videos. So it was quite deep, there was a big hole, he thought he took all the margins. So with the BCC they sort of grow deep into the skin and out, a bit like a spider's web. So when they cut the cancer out, they need to take the margin, so they need to take a really big space and they need to go quite deep into the skin. He thought he'd done that, but obviously that got sent to histology. When it come back, there was still cancer in the margins, so I had to have a second operation. So this is it. So partly removed sides of the nose, part of the nostril, which has healed really nicely within 2.5 weeks. You can't even see the scar there anymore. Part of the nostril removed, it gone right down, quite to the bone at the top as well. Took all that, and then he also done a skin flap, so cut here into the side of the cheek and pulled the skin up and basically rebuilt the nose with the skin flap. So pulled it up, sutured all around here with dissolvable sutures. They're not quite fully dissolved after 2.5 weeks. They can take up to 6 weeks. They can also take longer as well. So I think it's good to see the second stage really, and that also it can happen. Your margins might not be fully gone, so maybe you've got to go back for more surgery. I'm still waiting on histology, so I'll find out on the 15th of April. So fingers crossed for that he's taken enough margin and all the cancer's gone and I don't have to have any more surgery. So fingers crossed for that one. So I feel like for the second time round, realising how serious it was realising that it had gone deeper into the tissues and that it had spread, that it didn't take the whole cancer out, that the margin still had cancer in. So I think for me, the second time round it just felt a little bit more serious. The first time round was obviously, I feel like your mind is just elsewhere, your mind's everywhere and you're waiting on histology and you're just sort of waiting to get the all clear. So the second time round I thought, it is serious, it's more serious than what I thought, and I just thought he was going to cut it out and it was going to be over and done with and I was going to heal and I was just going to move on and I was going to carry on with life, but it wasn't that simple really. So I've been off work, I can't exercise, I'm trying to sort of rebuild my life again really, just trying to, well, all in all it's been about 6 weeks, so maybe I need to be a little bit more patient, but I think mentally trying to sort of rebuild yourself again and then heal again, and it's on your face, so it's quite obvious when it's, you're directly looking at someone's scar and at someone's face, and people do ask questions and I'm happy to answer all questions, but I think for me the second time round I felt it was a little bit more serious. So I feel like when it comes to skin cancer, I feel like it doesn't really affect anybody until it affects you. So people love to sit in the sun, people still use the sunbeds, and until something happens to you so serious, I feel like you're sort of it just goes over your head, you don't really pay any attention. But I feel like my generation and probably people a little bit older are obviously paying the price for the sunbeds, sitting in the sun, not putting any SPF on. So if anyone can take anything from this, it's learn from my generation and older that it happens. It can happen to anyone. Use an SPF, avoid the sunbeds, use an SPF. The skin is the biggest organ in the body. It's there to protect. You should protect your skin, and your skin obviously will protect you as well.